Everybody, welcome to Take Charge of Your Health. Simple steps you can do today to take control of your physical and mental health and wealth. This is Dr. Melissa Balizan, and today with me I have my friend Tara Stef. Welcome, Tara.
Hi, thank you.
She is a rock star, literally a rock star. She plays in a rock and roll band, and she is a health coach who specializes in hip and cannabis education. So I am so thrilled to have her here with me today. So thank you so much for joining us, Tara. And let's talk about how musician, rock star to hemp education, health and wellness coach. How did that all take place?
Oh, thank you so much, Melissa, for having me here. And it's such an honor to be featured as a part of your summit and really just giving these nuggets of knowledge to help people up-level their health and their wealth and everything. So I'm so grateful to be here. And yes, I do play in an all-female rock and roll band, and that's my passion. And it actually has come into, well, of course, what goes better than cannabis and music, of course, but I found that there's an actual strictly medicinal side of this plant that, had been an ally of mine for several years, but I never knew about the strictly, health benefits of the cannabis plant and in hemp. And when I look at, obviously being a musician, I understand that my instrument needs regular tune-ups, needs adjustments, needs new strings in order to sound great. And I've learned that as a human right now, right, we live in human form, but we are energy. We are responding to the vibration of the energy that we emit and the energy around us. And I think of it like when we go through life, it's very traumatic, and there's things that happen, and there's negative people, or there's instances or injury or illness that comes in to show us ways in which we can learn how to tune ourselves back up again. Because again, if I play a song on my guitar and it's not in tune, it doesn't sound good. And that's what's happening with people, is our energetical frequencies are being so disturbed. We just need a tune up. And so it's been a really passion of mine to bring obviously this beautiful sacred plant, but energy healing as well. I do Reiki, and I'm a practitioner of energy healing as well. So helping people get that tune up in their life, and really inspire people to just rock on stage and in life. I mean, that's what it's all about. We are given this incredible gift of life. And if we treat ourselves like the temple that we really are, we are vibrant, we are alive, and we're meant to live our purpose and shine in a whole bigger way. So I'm very grateful this plant has come into my life. I actually was in a mountain biking accident in 2017 that sent me into, honestly, the ER and the ICU with breathing tubes, and I had, broken my face, and not to get to, into that details with everyone, but that was my aha moment of, what do I need to heal my brain? And of course, Western medicine was, here's your Vicodin and muscle relaxers, go home and rest. And just on a deep, energetical, soul felt level, I knew that wasn't the right path for me. And I sent in prayer and meditation, and I asked, what do I need to heal my brain? What do I need? And the universe responded with, you've got to look at CBD. It's this non-psychoactive cannabinoid, and we'll get into that. I'm sure you have more questions about that. But I was receptive, and I live in Denver, Colorado, which has become quite the cannabis capital of the world. So I tried a ton of products that, honestly, Melissa, they didn't deliver. And it was very frustrating to me. I thought that it was snake oil. I thought that maybe it works for some people, but at least if I smoked a little, I would feel of the full plant. I would feel something, and I thought that that was enough. But really, when this plant ally came into my life of hemp, and looking at the strictly medicinal side, it opened a world for myself that was peace and calmness. And the first time that I tried this particular products, it was like I had just left yoga class after a hour-long yoga class, or meditated really solid for 20 minutes. And I felt this overpouring of that calmness that I was really looking for to rebalance my life. So that's kind of how that all has come about, and just so grateful to be a part of this wellness revolution that you're, inspiring others to really take charge of their health. So thank you.
Yes. So that's great. And I know your story with your accident. And I'm glad that you were able to find a path, that you were able to heal and get off of some of those addictive medications. And that's, you and I both are on the same mission to get people off of medications that they don't need to be on. And so I'm glad that you found a way, and I'm glad that you're helping and educating others to that effect. With that, I think there's a lot of confusion around CBD and hemp and marijuana and THC and all of that. And so I'm gonna ask you, since you're the hemp expert, with educating us on that. So kind of explain the difference between the THC and the CBD, and how our audience who's watching can understand the difference, because as you and I know, we live in Colorado. And so Colorado, when medical marijuana has been around for a while, and it's most of the country, and that is a different component than the CBD and the hemp that we're talking about. And then, there's several states who have now made recreational marijuana available. And let's kind of draw that line between what that is and what we're really promoting here with the hemp and the CBD.
Yeah, absolutely. And there is so much confusion surrounding this beautiful sacred plant ally. And what I like to think of it is the cannabis plant has essentially two forms. You can think of them as female and male, or distant cousins. It's like you might have, I also like to think of it like grapes. Okay, grapes can be made into wine, or grapes can be made into grape juice. There's nothing that is psychoactive with the hemp plant. So hemp is the distant cousin, if you will, of marijuana. And hemp is really high in these non-psycho, what are called cannabinoids. And they're named that because they respond in our body when we ingest them. They actually illuminate this system called the endocannabinoid system, which I can go in a little bit more in detail. But basically, when I think of this system, what it does is it has like lights on a Christmas tree. Every major organ, our skin, our brain, the peripheral organs, everything has been hardwired for these cannabinoids. And we are supposed to produce these on our own, but we get into this fight or flight state and we can't really produce our own. So when you take something from hemp or cannabis, basically it's illuminating that system. It's allowing for balance and restore. But then, people are curious, well, what's the difference between hemp and marijuana? Marijuana has what's called THC, or tetrahydrocannabinol. It's delta hydrocannabinol. It's a long word to say, but THC is the psychoactive component of the female cannabis plant, if you will. And when she has this, it actually needs to be heated up in order to go and convert into that psychoactive cannabinoid. So it's called decarboxylation. It can be done from baking something and heating it on a stovetop, or if you're smoking or vaporizing, that will turn that THC into a psychoactive component that your body can receive. And it is great for certain disease states. Again, we can't claim to treat, cure, prevent, or heal anything, but what it does is it responds to what's called the CB1 receptor, which is primarily in the brain and in the nervous system, which helps with pain management and things like that. Now, what I've learned is that it's not only the THC, but there's this other side of the plant for hemp. So hemp is the distant cousin species to marijuana, and it doesn't have that high THC content, but it's really vastly illuminated, if you will, with these other non-psychoactive cannabinoids. A lot of people have heard of CBD or cannabidiol. That's kind of everyone's first love, and everybody's all excited on the CBD oil bandwagon. Well, Big Pharma actually has patented CBD. They've extracted it and they've isolated it and they've created a synthetic version. And there are studies based on the effectiveness of just CBD alone. So that's one of the magical cannabinoids that are found in the cannabis plant. Hemp, on the other hand, does not have the THC that the marijuana does. So it's anything less than 0.3 or 0.3% THC is actually considered industrial hemp. So something made of hemp is not going to get you high. It'll get you healthy. You could smoke a rope of it. You could drink a whole bottle of CBD oil. You're not going to get high, but what it does is it just helps to restore that balance in the body. And hemp actually used to be such an incredible crop. In fact, a little bit of history for everyone out there. Our founding fathers, again, here in the United States, believed in the hemp plant so much that if you were original colony owner in the 13 original colonies days, you were actually required by law to grow hemp on your farm, on your land, because it was great for construction and it was fed to the animals, the chickens and the pigs, and the animals were ingesting this. It's a weed, it grows wild, let it grow. In fact, the Declaration of Independence, the first draft of that was actually written on hemp paper, and the U.S. Navy to this day still uses hemp rope because it's more durable than cotton. It's very strong. So there's over 50,000 uses just of the hemp plant alone, and just helping people really understand that your body is hardwired for this. And when we're not able to make our own cannabinoids from within, again, when you're meditating, your body's making its own version. Or if you're doing yoga, or you're at the, let's say you climb a 14er and you're getting that runner's high or that euphoric feeling that you're feeling when you're at that vista and you're just like taking it all in. It's very heart opening and you just feel pouring of love. That's your body making its own version of CBD called anandamide. And ananda means bliss in Sanskrit. So this is the bliss molecule, the neurotransmitter that lights up our brain, that wakes us up, that helps us be more grounded, balanced, and feel more harmonious inside of our bodies. So I hope that answered your question on the difference. Hemp gets you healthy. It doesn't get you high.
I love it. Yes, that very much cleared up some things. So let's talk about that big word, the endocannabinoid system. Can you elaborate just a little bit for our viewers that may not understand what that is? Just a simple overview, let's say.
Absolutely. Yeah. So the endocannabinoid system was discovered by an Israeli scientist, Dr. Rocking, and with the advancements of technology, he actually saw these receptors that would illuminate, that basically would respond to cannabinoids when they were introduced to them. So what I think of it is like, you've got these receptors, okay, and they normally are in a closed state. THC is one of the molecules that can open that, and then the CBD and the other phytocannabinoids can deposit into that receptor. So imagine your body has these locking keys, and it's sorting through the brain and sorting through the blood, and it's looking for the perfect key that can unlock that lock. And when that unlocking happens, again, balance is restored. So the endocannabinoid system, as we understand it to this day, again, it's very, very new, recent science, and a discovery that most medical practitioners are still to this day so unaware of and not educated on this system. And it's really unfortunate because this is one of the largest medical discoveries that we have had in the last 30 years. And it's so unfortunate because I've learned that less than 20% of medical schools to this day are even teaching that this system exists. And again, this is the overarching master control panel in our whole entire body, okay? So the endocannabinoid system, its whole reason for existence is to help us reach balance or come back into homeostasis, come back into equilibrium. So when our nervous system, let's just take for instance, because we are dealing with a lot of stress in the world, when we get in that stressful fight or flight, go, 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 worry mode, fear-based, all of that, it's turning off our own body's ability to make our own endocannabinoids. So what happens is when our gas tank, if you will, gets depleted, gets low, and we're not able to produce enough on our own, we need a little help. And cannabis is not the only plant that will illuminate this endocannabinoid system. You may have heard of the active ingredient in turmeric called curcumin that also illuminates this system. Ginger, kava, maca powder, there's wonderful supplements that activate those systems. And even CBD in an isolated form will activate certain parts of that system. I like to think of it, again, like lights on a Christmas tree. If you can illuminate some lights, you're going to feel some illumination. You're going to notice something from within. Now imagine if you can illuminate not just the white lights, but with a full spectrum or broad spectrum cannabinoid supplement, you're lighting up the blues and the reds and the greens, and it's a more holographic experience, if you will. It's really what they call the entourage effect. And it's really incredible. It's like the analogy, okay, if you've got CBD in a bottle, it's like having Celine Dion in a bottle. She's an incredible musician. She's an incredible vocalist on her own. She is amazing. But I don't think that anyone would argue saying that her backup singers and her backup band illuminate and help her rise to that level of stardom that she really deserves to be. And that's the thing in this cannabis plant. And for balance, and really when we get in that monkey mind, fight or flight chatter, sympathetic overload, our frontal cortex is also turned off, so we're not making rational decisions based on love and kindness and compassion. We're more in that amygdala brain part of our reptilian brain where we're just reacting, and we're, you may know somebody who's can spot an endocannabinoid deficiency. Our body lets us know. It's like a check engine light in your car, okay? It's like unfortunately Western medicine is kind of like, a not so good mechanic who's like, well, you got a check engine light, but we're just going to reset it and then send you back on your way. And then if you break down later and now your engine's busted, well, we're going to get you there because you're going to come back and we'll just replace the engine. We can't do that with our bodies. We've got to learn how to support our bodies in healing themselves. And that's really what this endocannabinoid system does. It is the control panel for, I think of it like dispatch. Okay, so in your body, if you've got a fire, which we know, right, Melissa, most of the root cause of all the issues is inflammation, wherever that is. If it's inflammation in the brain, that can, contribute to the anxious feelings that people are having, the depressed feelings, the lack of motivation, that lack of clarity in their thought, or that mental fog where you might be like, where did I leave my keys? Why did I come in this room? I think we can all experience at some level what that brain inflammation looks like. And when you have balance, what happens is when your body responds to these cannabinoids, and again, you can produce some when you're in mindfulness practice and meditation. That's why they try to instill that again, right? Cognitive behavioral therapy. Let's learn what the triggers are. Let's help you figure out the ways in which we can help you avoid those triggers, or at least have better coping skills so that you can deal with those and turn on the pump. So get those systems going again. When that endocannabinoid system is functioning, and the dispatch can actually say, okay, we've got a blaze, think of it like a fireman. If you've got a fire on your brain, but the immune cells are the firemen and they're sitting in the firehouse and they never get the message that there's a fire on the brain, that's the role of the endocannabinoid system. So keeping that flourished, keeping that pump going, keeping that system open repairs that dispatch and allows the immune cells to come in and do their job and really fight the blaze for inflammation. So that's, again, a lot of different things can result in inflammation. And, it may happen in people's joints and they may get discomfort in their joints, or it may happen systemically where something goes out of control. I also think of the endocannabinoid system like the police. Okay, we need the police. We don't need anarchy in our lives or our bodies or anything. If we just allow the cells to do whatever they want, some cells go out of control and they multiply rapidly. And again, I'm not going to make any medical terms or claims, but I think we all know what that looks like when our cells are going berserk. So reestablishing balance, getting also the toxins, again, those toxins that we're unfortunately just living in this modern industrial world, we are bombarded. Even if you're eating organic food and drinking non-fluoridated water and doing the best job you can, you still go outside, we're still ingesting and breathing in heavy metals that are in the air from pollution. And when our body, again, when we're in that fight or flight mode, our body is not worried. When our body's trying to fight a fire, it's not worried about taking out the trash. Let's just face it. And so what can happen is the liver can get overrun with toxins. The body can store on belly fat and things like that to try and, it's like bubble wrap. Fat cells are basically like bubble wrap for toxins, try and store them away from the major organs. but that's not sustainable. Eventually, we need to take out the trash. And again, restoring balance to the endocannabinoid system gets dispatching to the garbage men, gets the systems going. Let's clean up, let's shape up, let's get the fires under control, let's create balance in the body again. And that's the big role.
I love it, and I love the simplicity of how you broke that down into, a dispatcher control center. That's so easy to understand and so easy for us to realize, oh yeah, we need to do this. And you talked about, that this isn't the only thing that can help restore that balance. And with that, so some of the products you talked about, and I'm not going to mention them again just yet, but we always want to make sure that we're getting good quality products. And you can't just go get, a spice of ginger from the baking good aisle and expect to take it and it's going to work for you. It's not quite the same thing. And the same goes for when we're looking for hemp and CBD products. So let's talk about how we can find a good quality product. How are we going to know? Because here in Colorado and in other places around the states, different states are coming around and around the world, a lot of this is becoming more legalized. And how do we know, which store to walk into, which one is a good product, which one's not going to have extra things in it that maybe we don't want, extra toxins? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely, Melissa. And that is really what I am here for on this planet right now, to help people, is to guide them in finding something that actually can work and deliver results. So we've actually partnered with the largest integrative functional medicine clinic in the entire United States, and actually have brain studies, 1,000-person brain study coming out of UC Irvine, California, to show how these products can help wake up the brain and help people, including NFL players. We had 42 NFL athletes who actually volunteered to be a part of our study, as well as 100 veterans. And what they found is the brain scans of veterans with PTSD and the NFL players who have been, have CTE or chronic traumatic encephalopathy, or basically getting your head hit a lot. Their brain scans look very, very similar, and they have clear signs of brain inflammation. With a delivery system that actually works, you can see changes in 35 milliseconds, restoring back to normal brain scans. It's really incredible to see this illumination, and seeing grown men, even crying tears of joy and hope, and family members saying, my husband, he's back. He's, there's restoring there. So there are a lot of products out there on the market. I really love to help people find, again, something that will work. Now, I like to put it in terms of a vehicle, okay? And I'm not knocking any Ford Pintos out there, okay? It'll technically drive you from point A to point B. But I think we can all agree that if you were handed the keys to a Ferrari, again, there's that movie Ford versus a Ferrari, so maybe this is relevant, you're going to get there faster, and you're going to know, wow, that's a vehicle. That is it. So other companies on the market right now, unfortunately, like you said, Melissa, there is no regulation in this industry right now. It was made legal. Hemp-derived CBD or extracts from this hemp plant were made legal in the United States at a federal level in 2018 when our president signed the 2018 Farm Bill Act. So that basically allowed anything that has less than 0.3% THC to be legal, to be sold, to be everywhere. And I've seen it literally on the shelves at gas stations right next to the cigarettes, okay? So again, are you gonna get healthy stuff? Ideally, this is to touch on your ginger analogy, right? It's like, okay, you could go get powdered ginger, or you could grow it yourself and, freshly ground it up and put it in your smoothies and do all the things. There is an energetic component to products, and if they're not done in integrity and they're not produced in integrity, a lot of the methods out there just to get the oil. So when you have a plant, right, and you need to extract it and get it into an oil and get it into a bottle and then get it into a form that the body can actually absorb, that takes processing, okay? And a lot of the processing that is out there on the market, like butane or propane extraction methods, I've literally talked people out of those. I'm like, please do not invest in that, because you are literally embedding, like you said, those toxins just to extract the product. Now, mind you, hemp on its own, it's a remedial plant, which means it can actually suck up toxins and clean up dirty land. It's incredible. We could place this. In fact, there's researchers saying, if they planted hemp around Fukushima or Chernobyl, that it can clean up that soil from radioactive materials and heavy metals and waste. But again, if that plant now has sucked all that up, and you're going to use that for a medical, potential supplement that you're trying to help with supporting your body to heal, but now you've just introduced molds or toxins or heavy metals or fungus or pesticides. Again, it's a plant. It gets gnats and little bugs just like everything else. You can maybe use ladybugs, or you can spray a pesticide on there, right? So companies are cutting corners, one, because again, they're profit driven. And I'm so appalled, Melissa, living here in Colorado. I have had so many companies approach me. Tara, Hempress Tara, we can white label your product. You can put your pretty logo on our bottle. And the questions that I ask them: where is the safety testing? Where is the third party validated product testing that doesn't just show what's in your product? I have a lot of people that say, oh yeah, here's our COAs, our certification of analysis. Here's our COAs. And I look at it and it's one page and all it says is there's CBD in this bottle of 500 milligrams. And I'm like, where's the rest of it? I don't care what's in it. I care what's not in it too. I want to know that you've tested for purity and safety and that this product is safe. Because again, if you give someone with a compromised immune system something that potentially has toxins or mold in it, now you're fighting fire with fire. We've got to get in there and restore balance. How do we do that? Well, one is asking for the certification of analysis. And again, I have waited for almost a year now for one company specifically, which I won't name names, but I've been waiting. And every time, oh, we'll get you those certifications. We'll get you the analysis. It's on its way. It's on its way. I'm like, I am not going to put my name on something that I do not know is tried, trusted, and pure and true. So looking for that third-party certification of analysis, again, a good company that is spending the money. Again, it's an investment that business has to incur, but they're not required by law to do so. So why would they, right? So you want to find those companies that are so proud of their certification of analysis. They put it on their website for everyone to see, and they're proud of it, okay? That's number one. Number two is fillers, okay? Fillers. So many companies, again, they're trying to stretch their product, all right? So they put it in some sort of a carrier suspended oil. Mostly, normally it's MCT oil, coconut oil, olive oil. You might even find hemp seed oil. Again, hemp seed oil, folks, you can buy even organic hemp seed oil at Walmart. Great for cooking, use it, put it on your salads, awesome. But the active cannabinoids are not in the seeds, okay? They're great for protein and they're great for good omega fatty acids, but they don't have those active cannabinoids that are illuminating that endocannabinoid system. So if it's, you want to look for something that, again, they're showing the results, that's not just in some sort of carrier oil that, again, it's not absorbed well by the body. Think of an oil. Anytime it's an oil, it has to go through digestion, right? It has to be broken down by the liver and the bile salts, and it takes time and it goes through digestion. And the problem is with most products on the market with that oil, most of it is destroyed in the first phase of digestion in that acid in the stomach, right? So most of it's destroyed and it has to get absorbed through the gut lining. Again, people are dealing with a lot of compromised gut health issues. If they have leaky gut, candida, yeast overgrowth, bad bacteria overrunning their body, they are not able to absorb that nutrition as well. And as Americans, we have the most expensive urine and feces on the planet because we take all these supplements that are in, pill forms and oils, and they're not absorbed well by the body. They are literally just passing through. And again, most CBD products on the market have about 6 to 10% absorption. That's it. So if you're spending, $100 on a bottle and you're only getting $10 worth of value and you literally are peeing down the drain $90, it's not effective. So what I have found works is if you ask the right questions to the company and you ask, what is the delivery system that is going to help me absorb this better? And what I've loved is that there's actually a way in which you can extract the product from the hemp plant and then wrap it in what's called a liposome. So it shrinks down the molecules to tiny, tiny sizes, and it literally wraps in a phospholipid bilayer that mimics the outer wall of your cell. Okay, so literally you've got a little fatty lipid bubble that has the CBD and the other active cannabinoids in there. Again, not the THC, because we're using hemp. There's no THC. I have police officers who are taking this, FBI narcotics officers. Like, it's very, very safe and effective. But that little wrapped bubble of fat with the oils inside meets your cell, and it literally is like, oh, you're my friend, I know you, and it literally deposits intracellularly. That is why having this delivery system, when you put it under your tongue, it's going straight into your circulation. And when it's something that you know is tried and true and trusted, and you can feel that relief and response in your body, it's a shift, folks. And when you're having that, and I've had, again, I can't make any claims, but I've helped so many people. I mean, a little girl who, well, she's not little, she was supposed to graduate high school, this year. And with the whole COVID thing and the quarantine, she wasn't able to have that. She was really feeling a lot of stress. Her mom actually called me, said, I'm losing sleep because I'm worried about my daughter because she's, on all these antidepressants and anti-anxiety medications. And we're just trying to keep her stable, but she doesn't want to live on this planet. Like, I'm afraid I'm going to wake up and my daughter is not going to be alive. And to feel that pain of that mama, I said, oh my gosh, let's get her a bottle. I said, here's how to use it. Okay. You cannot overdose on this. You could drink the whole bottle. You're going to feel amazing. I don't recommend that because, less is more. So I said, start her out. Just give her a dropper full when she's feeling red. Okay. If your car and you're, driving in that wrong gear and you just have your foot on the gas pedal and you're in that red zone, and people chronically live there for years of their life, revved up, always defensive, always reactive, and just pent up. I said, give her a dropper full of this and set a timer for 20 minutes. I said, if she's not drastically de-escalated, give her another dropper full, wait 20 minutes. Keep doing that until you find her breaking point. After the second dropper full, her mom said that was it. She's off all of her medications. She's calm. She's collected. She's got this in her purse at all times. If she feels that tightness in the chest starting to build up, she feels her energy shifting, she can have something at the ready that she can literally just trust. This is going to help me today. And again, once you restore that balance and the body can calm down and everyone goes to work, you'll feel amazing. But you want to be aware because there are things out there that, again, are not safe. There's products on Amazon that people have literally purchased and had tested, third-party testing, and there is no CBD or active ingredients whatsoever in that bottle. Again, folks, there is no regulation. So if somebody slaps a label that says there's 500 milligrams or 1,000 milligrams or 1,500 milligrams of CBD in the bottle, where is the proof that that's actually there? Or are you paying for expensive olive oil or coconut oil? Because I'm telling you, I could get organic coconut oil at Costco for a year for the price that people are paying in one little bottle, and they don't realize they're not feeling the results because it's not effective. It's not absorbed well by the body. So I hope that answered the question there, Melissa.
Yes, it did. Thank you so much, Tara. And so Tara actually has a special gift for you all who are watching. There'll be a link, Take Charge of Your Health /Tara, posted either above the video or below the video. I haven't decided yet. It'll be one of those places. But Tara, tell us a little bit about that offer and then how people can maybe further work with you.
Absolutely. And that's what I love is I schedule THC, Tara Hemp consultations. Okay. Again, we talk about hemp. We talk about getting healthy and not the high part. And I can make recommendations if people are curious on when or how to use THC as well. But I wanted to focus specifically on hemp today. So if you're interested, you can schedule a free 30-minute to an hour consultation with me, again, just to share more about your story, what you're going through, or a loved one that you care about, someone that you know that might have some issues that you're trying to address and you're looking for support on. My free offer for everyone that's watching this is that you can actually try a 5-day supply of our Focus hemp extract. Okay, this is the same one that the veterans and the NFL players were using. It's great for daytime focus. It wakes up the brain because what it has is it has high levels of another cannabinoid called CBG. Cannabidiol, you guys, this is the magical stem cell mother cannabinoid of the cannabis plant. It grows in a very young hemp plant. Once the plant is over 2 feet tall, it's been mostly converted into CBD, THC, and all the other cannabinoids. So most products, again, they don't have CBG in it. It's a very expensive cannabinoid to procure and also to have in products. So we have an offer for you to try 5 days. Just pay the shipping and handling and it ships straight to you. I think it's $7.95. So you can try Focus for 5 days and, you know, have an experience with it yourself. And then again, if you're interested in working with us, we have an immune support formula that has 18 different botanical herbs, as well as reishi mushroom extract, which is incredible. There's just so many things. Echinacea, elderberry. These are things that I had been using to up my own immune health and support my immune system throughout this whole, virus scare and things. Again, the hemp, now it's exciting. There actually are 3 studies that I am aware of right now where they are using cannabis to treat COVID patients. I am not saying that this treats COVID. I am not saying that whatsoever, okay? What this does is it gives your immune system, it's like taking the blindfolds off of the firemen and arming them, not with a squirt gun, but we're gonna call in the rain, okay? We're gonna get that inflammation under control. This is not a pharmaceutical. This is not, when you take these products, and this is different, there's terpenes in here, and terpenes are the aromatic compound of plants. They're the polyphenols that are really incredible. They light up the endocannabinoid system as well, and these terpenes have their own synergistic blend and approach, okay? So when you take the Focus or even the Calm or anything, you'll taste, it's not oily. Again, it's not an oily oil in your mouth. It is a water soluble product. So it's literally going right into your circulation, and it's peppermint. So we do use peppermint extract, which helps to lengthen the shelf life. We're not using artificial fragrances or dyes or sweeteners or anything like that. You're going to taste the essence of the plant mixed with peppermint. So you might taste a little peppery note when you swallow it. So I like to kind of let people know, like a wine connoisseur or something. When you take this in, you're going to notice peppermint forward in your mouth. As you swallow, you'll notice a little black pepper kind of finish with a nice citrus aftertaste. So it's different. And some people, especially depending on how compromised their gut health is, if they're overrun by bad bacteria and you just give your body really good for it and bitter kind of plant supplements, it can kind of revolt, and your body may or may not recognize it right away as nutrition. So what I recommend is give it a few days at least. Ideally, give it 30 days, get a full bottle and try it. We do also offer, so if you try the 5-day supply and you're interested, you can try a 30-day supply of a bottle. And we also offer a 30-day money back guarantee on those products because we believe that people will respond. I have a wonderful woman last night. Again, she took just a quarter of a dropper full of the Calm extract, which has, calming valerian root and extracts to help calm the body. She took one little bit and said, I haven't slept that well in years. I woke up, I had motivation. I slept so incredibly well, like a baby last night. Who do you know that needs to sleep better, that doesn't want to stress so much? Like, we all want better sleep and relaxation and digestion and all of that. So I offer is that you can try it free, risk-free for 30 days if you want to try that. talk to me about becoming a VIP customer. It's literally $1 for an entire year, and you can try the products at my cost, at our wholesale discount. We do have an affiliate program as well for anyone who's interested in offering this, practitioners who I work with, doctors and acupuncturists and chiropractors and people who are of the mindset like you are, Melissa, of let's help people reduce their medication dependency, and let's help wake up the brain and help the people shift, because right now we need this more than ever. People are really stressed physically and financially, and I love how you started the conversation talking about helping people take back both their physical and spiritual and emotional well-being and health, but also that financial component as well. So we have lots of options. You can find me on Facebook. I do go by Hempress Tara on Facebook and Instagram. Also, I'm creating a platform called Taradice Found. So you can find me on social media that way, or feel free to reach out via email. My email is Tara, T-A-R-A, at Taradice Found. So I would love to, taradicefound.com. I would love to connect with anyone who's interested, or if you have more questions, please feel free to email and we can connect over a THC, a Terra Hemp consultation. Thank you, Melissa.
Oh, that's been awesome, Tara. Thank you so much for the wealth of information and knowledge that you've just shared with us. And I really thank you for being here and being my rock star, really being my rock star with educating us on this information. So thank you for being here with me today.
Thank you.
And thank you, everyone, for watching Take Charge of Your Health, simple steps you can do today to take control of your physical, mental, emotional health and wealth. So have a great day, everyone. Take care.